Section 1. Blow the Trumpet in Zion. Chapter 1. Unlocking the Signs of the Last Days. Volumes have been written over the last 5 decades about the signs of the end times. Furthermore, strange astronomical events, such as blood moons and solar eclipses happening in rapid sequence, have caught the attention of many. Luke wrote both the Gospel that bears his name and the book of Acts. In both, he references these cosmological signs. Also, Luke gives 3 distinct passages that relate to the end times. 2 of these passages have been dealt with by many writers. Luke 17, verses 20 through 37, reveals that the last days will be like the days of Noah before the flood. We have very little information about the pre-flood civilization except that it was wicked and demonically infested worldwide. See my book, Unexplained Mysteries of Heaven and Earth, Chapter 2, Days of Noah. Likewise, Luke mentions the days of Lot, Luke 17, verses 28 through 32. These were days very similar to our own. Ezekiel 16, verses 49 and 50, describes them this way. Look, this was the iniquity of your sister Sodom. She and her daughter had pride, fullness of food, and abundance of idleness. Neither did she strengthen the hand of the poor and needy, and they were haughty and committed abomination before me. Therefore I took them away as I saw fit. Notice the sins included pride, abundance, idleness, neglect of the poor, and sexual perversion. Furthermore, in Luke 21, verses 20 through 36, the writer lists the very familiar signs of Israel's destruction in AD 70 and the scattering of the nation. Other signs include cosmic phenomena, distress, and fearful, unsolvable dilemmas. Luke includes the fact that these signs herald the rescue and final redemption of God's people. Now, when these things begin to happen, look up and lift up your heads, because your redemption draws near. Luke 21, verse 28. The church is called to be watchful and is promised an escape from the coming tribulation. Watch, therefore, and pray always that you may be counted worthy to escape all these things that will come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Luke 21, verse 36. I have given this brief summary of the signs most often dealt with by prophecy teachers. Luke, as well as others, offer some other interesting signs of which we must be aware. Unfolding unusual signs. Most students of prophecy are aware that the Middle East is boiling with terror. Israel is surrounded by Islamic enemies. Iran and North Korea are in league trying to build nuclear weapons, and strange weather and climate disasters are increasing. Besides these we are familiar with, there are some others hidden away in Scripture or completely neglected. Rapid increase in knowledge and travel. Our society has seen remarkable advances in knowledge and communication in the last 30 years. Having served for 35 years at a growing church, I can remember a time with no computers, cell phones, Facebook, Twitter, or any of the other advances in technology we enjoy today. I have a veritable library on my iPad. Furthermore, we can get on a plane and be on the other side of the world in a matter of hours. Daniel saw this coming and listed it as a sign of the end. But you, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. Daniel 12, verse 4. Speaking of our cities and roadways, listen to the prophet Nahum. The chariots rage in the streets. They jostle one another in the broad roads. They seem like torches. They run like lightning. Nahum 2, verse 4. Economic and job woes. In Chapter 5, The Latter Rain and Israel, I will discuss this in greater detail, but I want to mention in this list as well the sign no one talks about. It is found in James chapter 5, verses 1 through 4. Come now, you rich, weep and howl for your miseries that are coming upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver are corroded, and their corrosion will be a witness against you, and you will eat your flesh like fire. You have heaped up treasure in the last days. Indeed, the wages of the laborers who mowed your fields, which you kept back by fraud, cry out, and the cries of the reapers have reached the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Clearly, God is concerned about the proper treatment of workers. Furthermore, notice the mention of gold and silver, and the selling and hoarding of it today as a hedge for the future. Scripture says there is no final security in wealth. Public ridicule for the truths of God. Knowing this first, that scoffers will come in the last days, walking according to their own lusts. 2 Peter 3, verse 3. Here we find the phrase, last days. Peter gives us a new sign for the end of the age, a sign that fits our Western culture. Notice that these people are described as scoffers. The Greek word here is empaiktoi. This word comes from two words that mean in making fun. It could be an ancient word from which our word impostor is derived. It carries the idea of a teacher making fun of the second coming. Mocking people who embrace the truth is a weapon being used by liberals today. Left-wing entertainers and comedians mock all truth and those who hold to the truth. Also, these scoffers model immoral lifestyles. This sign includes walking after their own lusts. The word walking is poreuomai, which means to journey upward or to the top. These scoffers have a burning desire, a lust to get to the top in the world system. Here are leaders who will laugh at and treat with sarcasm the things of the Spirit and of doctrine. They allow their human lust for sex, for power, and for material things to drive their lives. Can you see that our Western culture mocks holy things? God-hating, mocking, immoral voices are heard across the vast spectrum of politics, business, and entertainment. Demonic invasion and peril. But know this, that in the last days perilous times will come. For men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slanderers without self-control, brutal, despisers of good, traitors, headstrong, haughty, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. 2 Timothy 3, verses 1 through 4. According to Webster's Revised Dictionary, the word perilous means full of, attended by, involving extreme danger and hazards. A second meaning describes people who are willing to be daring and reckless in their approach to life. The Greek word kalepos gives the idea of bringing such terror and danger that it sucks the life and strength out of someone. The root word kalao means to lower into a void or into a hopeless situation. It comes from the ancient word chasma, from which our English word chasm is taken, meaning impassable interval. It is the word used to describe the position of the rich man in hell. And besides all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed, so that those who want to pass from here to you cannot, nor can those from there pass to us. Luke 16, verse 26. It is interesting that this same word is found in Matthew 8:28, to describe the spirit of the two demonized men of Gadara. When he had come to the other side, to the country of the Gergesenes, there met him two demon-possessed men, coming out of the tombs, exceedingly fierce, so that no one could pass that way. The words fierce and violent are the same words as perilous. Seeing this, we begin to understand what these perilous times mean and where they come from. Perilous describes a life that is lived in extreme danger, hazardous, lived with lowered expectation, separated by a void from God, tormented and controlled by the demonic. Both the rich man in Luke 16 and the demonized man in Mark 5 were divided from what they could be by forces of darkness and evil. But know this, that in the last days perilous times will come. 2 Timothy 3, verse 1. These perilous times cause extreme social and community breakdown manifested by the fallen demonic spirits.